Hey, what's up? I'm Scott Kirkland.
I'm Ken Jordan. We're the Crystal Method, and you are watching
Us on ProfessionalRockstars.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Teddy, hanging out with Crystal Method. What's up, guys?
Hey, Teddy. I used to call when I was early on when I was DJing. I used to call myself Scotty, but it was Scott E. And I had this club one night. I said party with an E, and I spelled it party with. It was party with an E.
Ani.
No, wasn't that? But I
actually
party with an E.
Actually, you guys both exactly the same. Ted, little E, Scott E.
But now I'm just Scott.
I'm Italian. My last name's so bumble-founded that, at the time when people would introduce me when I would do shows, they'd be like, Ted. I was like, you know what, Teddy's really nice and easy. The rave scene was going strong back then,
Well, come on now. Rave scene was going strong.
Right,
Exactly.
And
About like 89, 90. So.
Bottom line, rave scene going strong. So, I met Teddy like way back. Something like New Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve at Shine during.
You had some crazy outfit on.
Yeah, I had the costume, the makeup. I do a fire show. You didn't know that. I'm a fire performer also.
How about that?
Yeah.
Blows the fire. I'm a closet pyro. I love shit catching on fire and blowing up.
I'm kind of working on this fire porn theme right now. I got a couple of girls that are willing to take their clothes off and get the fire rubbed all over their body. It's a whole nother level. We'll do it live, stage.
How about that?
Stage show. Nice, right? So,
combustible asses.
So let's talk about Winter Music Conference, Global Gathering. That's where we're at now. You guys have been around '93, right?
Well,
Together.
Our first single came out in '94.
Okay.
So we're 97 years old. He's only 93.
And the importance to conference compared from then till now, there used to be more deals happening. Now it seems to be.
We're not actually in conference. This is like a week before conference, which is cool. We played conference last year. We played Ultra, and it was great. We just thought we'd try this out. Global Gathering, big event, and it's turning out really well. So we'd like to switch it up a little.
Now, with all the production that you've been involved in, you guys, I have had more licensing, movies, video games. The chunk of money that you make comes from DJing, producing, the licensing. Where, with the way the music has changed, the rave scene being dead, record sales being down, how have you seen the changes of the electronic scene completely?
Our only answer to that could be exactly.
Yeah, you kind of crystallized the thoughts.
All those things.
Yeah, you have to, you have to, branch out. You have to do different things, and we enjoy working on, we just did our first soundtrack. We enjoy.
What's it called?
It was for this movie called London, which came out about a month ago. It was a small independent film, but it was still, our first sort of opportunity to get a chance to go in and actually score 2 pictures. So that was fun.
Now, did they send you a DVD to bring to your place?
They sent us like QuickTime files of the various parts of the movie. We met with the director and the producer. They told us what they wanted to hear in certain scenes. It was like full-on sort of scoring, but it wasn't sort of your, the big-time Hollywood production where where you would have the same sort of pressure. This was like a little bit more laid back. The people that were involved in it were fans of ours. The movie was much smaller. Great actors in it, Jason Statham and Jessica Biel. But it was a good opportunity for us to get our feet wet in the scoring. We've licensed things to video games and, like you said, commercials. You just try to do what you can to keep your head above water, to make your record company happy, to make, to continue to make music. I mean, there's a lot of bands that have been really talented bands that haven't been able to sustain themselves and make a career out of making music. And fortunately for us, we've been able to do that for over 10 years now, and it's a blessing, and it's something that we don't take for granted. And we work really hard, whether it's DJing or scoring or writing music or whatever it is. We get out there and we do it, and we work hard at it.
I love the last album. The remixes for The Doors, Smashing Pumpkins. how hard is it to get the rights to be able to use those samples and remix a track like those?
Well, if it was just out of the blue, trying to get, you know, like the Doors tracks would be impossible. But it just so happened that someone in the Doors camp wanted like really cool remixes of all their biggest songs, and I think they're going to put out an album or something like that. And then with New Order, also one of our, you know, favorite bands in the world, Rhino was putting out this future retro album with all the coolest like alternative hits from the 80s remixed, you know, by you know, current dance music people, you know. So luckily we, you know, knew those people that were putting together, or people contacted us about those things. And so those things, it's funny because when you're first starting out, you get to remix Johnny Crap and the Crapolas.
Right.
You don't have a lot of success with it, but as soon as you have any success at all, then you just, you know, then you get to pick better stuff to work on.